2 skins. I'm making a video on 2 skins, that's what I'm doing. I'm making this video in preparation for the next update, version 0.2. So when I eventually make a video covering all the skins in that update, I won't have to talk about old skins. Even though there are only 2 skins, those 2 skins go crazy. One even changes gameplay a little, so if I miss something interesting, feel free to comment it, as the amount of effort just put into these 2 skins are crazy, and I'm bound to miss something. If you don't know what Outcome Memories is, it's evil Sonic game. You should go watch my video covering like all the upcoming killers, because I talk about Outcome Memories in the intro. I didn't talk about 2011X in that video though, so here it is. And I want to make this video before he gets a full redesign, because he is actually getting a full redesign and a rework. So I'll probably have to redo this video. So if you want to hear me talk about this game more, then subscribe to my channel so it could pop up in your recommended whenever I do again. Plus it'll just make me feel better. My gameplay probably sucks here though. Literally every lobby I joined, I was the only one with killer on. And for some reason, like everyone who had survivor on, they were all like esports legends or something. And at one point, the brother of the creator of Outcome Memories joined me and proceeded to beat my ass with characters that aren't even out yet. It was rough, okay? It was rough recording this. I always start by talking about the default skin in these things, because the default skin is indeed a skin. So yeah, that maybe explains this video's length. By the way, if you don't know who I am, I'm a taco of sunglasses. 2011X is an evil Sonic created by Joe Doughboy in 2022. The reason why he's called 2011X is because he originates from a remake of the original Sonic.exe game. Here's a timeline if that's confusing. So first, in 2011, JC the Hyena made a creepypasta titled Sonic.exe. It sucked. Then, a game came out the same year based around the creepypasta. The game had you play as Tails, Knuckles, and Eggman on their journey with dealing with evil Sonic. They all died at the end, I am God. You pretty much got the entire game with that simple summary. Later, in 2022, Joe Doughboy made Sonic 2011 as a reimagining of the original game. It's kinda just like a better Sonic.exe. It follows the same kind of like gameplay beats, but has better visuals, custom sprite work, and like actual music and stuff. It's just a better Sonic.exe game by a long shot. The game itself didn't really need to be expansive or anything, it just needed to scare you, and it succeeded in that. Now this guy is just everywhere. I'm not going to talk about the gameplay, just because I won't really be able to do it justice, and if I tried to, we'd be talking about this guy for a while. If you want to know more about this game, just watch a playthrough of Sonic 2011. Maybe a YouTuber you liked played it. Anyways, in Outcome Memories, 2011X just got teleported here or something. I don't know, I'm a taco, I don't have a brain. You expect lore to fit up here? I just talk about skins. Okay, but I am going to go through 2011X's abilities, just because throughout this series, I'm going to be talking about their visuals a lot. 2011X has 4 abilities. His first one being invisibility, which, like the name implies, has 2011X go invisible, as well as making him generally faster. In lore, 2011X can just do this. It explains why he can do stuff like this. His second ability is charge, which is referencing the same scene I just showed, but like shortly before that, when he's just charging at Alan, who's Tails, by the way. His third ability is God's Trickery, which teleports you to a random survivor to hit them once, distorting their screen if hit. It also spawns multiple clones to attack other random survivors. This move is actually getting reworked, and it's pretty obvious why. It just doesn't even work sometimes, and even if it did work, it's just really confusing, especially for new players. Here's a guide of what you're supposed to do when this happens. There's no guide in Outcome Memories going through this, so unless you look it up, it's just trial and error. Anyways, the clones are probably referencing this part in Sonic 2011, where Dave, who's Knuckles by the way, gets taunted by Sonic.exe. These are probably clones, right? Also, with the teleporting thing, he also just kind of does that. Okay, his final ability is Rage Mode, which you could only do once you get stunned enough. It makes you way more powerful, however it removes your ability to teleport or go invisible, kinda turning the game into a hide and seek kinda mode for a minute. I don't think this is referencing anything, Maybe it's referencing the same charge he did towards Alan. I don't know, maybe he's just mad. I know I've been yapping about this guy a lot, but I still need to talk about his chase theme. In Outcome, the characters only have one chase theme, not really doing a 3-layer format or using a terror radius. You only get music when you're actively in chase, or when you're in chase and in your last life. The only reference I could find in his music is in his chase theme, being a remix of the song that plays when Dave faces off against 2011X in-game. And maybe his last life chase theme references the Sonic Drowning theme, but don't quote me on that. Man, I really need to finish this segment. Okay, here's a few more things. His victory animation is referencing this artwork of a hypothetical windscreen in Sonic 2011. He has unique voice lines for every survivor that also reference things. And he's evil. There are so many references in this guy. It's crazy. But I really don't want to drag this out. So again, I'm sorry if I'm not covering everything, but this should be a testament to the amount of effort the devs have put into this character. Okay, let's talk about the skins. Classic is Classic, basing 2011X around his original sprite design back in Sonic 2011.exe. The skin smoothing him out, simplifying his colors, and of course, changing his design from modern Sonic into classic Sonic. 2011X is supposed to be modern Sonic, but I don't think he's supposed to be modern in Sonic 2011, just because look at his sprite. Anyways, this skin has a lot of care put into it. First, let's talk about his chase theme. As I mentioned before, Outcome Memories doesn't use a traditional 3-layer chase theme, but this skin kinda almost does. For some reason, Classic has a terror radius, meaning this guy emits music if you're close to him, but not in chase. The music that plays for that, taken right from the menu screen in Sonic 2011. Classic's actual chase theme is pretty much just 2011X's default theme, but more retro. I'm assuming they used a Genesis sound font. Either way, you could definitely hear the inspiration for the theme way more clearly here. Also, I couldn't find a reference for Classic's last life chase theme. Maybe it's referencing the drowning theme again? I don't know. Classic also of course has unique animations, the most fun one being his different kill animation, which references how Sonic actually kills Dave. Another fun change is his charge ability, changing to reference how Sonic.exe chases down Tails in the original Miss Crimson game. And when you actually land your charge, Classic will do this. He's doing this because he's actually too short to actually strangle any of the survivors in this form. Also, I don't know why he does this, to be honest. He does this in both the select screen and when he gets stunned. I know it's referencing 2011X's taunt whenever he's fighting Dave, but does he know how to do this? Is he actually rolling his eyes, or do they work like laser pointers? If anyone knows Sonic.exe in real life, please ask him.
Yo, come on guys, I'm still waiting. Oh my god! You guys he replied!
This skin forces 2011X to cross-dress into Hatsune Miku. Don't know who that is? Why are you lying to me? Here's a description anyways. Hatsune Miku is a Vocaloid character made by Krypton Future Media on August 31st, 2007. They were made as a package that you can buy and download onto a software to make music without requiring you to sing. Hatsune Miku's voice being an edited version of Sakita's Fuhita's... edited version of this girl. I wouldn't be able to pronounce that. A voice synthesizer just takes vowels and noises that are made by a person, and you're able to shape it into actual words, though some may be hard to actually understand. Hatsune Miku then got popular around the world due to the fact people started using her as a figure that can be anything you want her to be. giving representation of any culture, group of people, and more. It also gives representation to Sonic fans, as Miku is owned by Sega, who of course also owns Sonic the Hedgehog. You see what I'm getting at? There's already a Sonic X Miku in canon, so of course there's gonna be Sonic.exe Miku art out there. This was an actual trend, by the way, before this skin became a thing. The skin itself did popularize it though. Anyways, MikuX has unique voice lines, animations, and a new chase theme. Her lines and her chase theme using Miku's actual synthesized voice, which are just kinda put over 2011X's actual lines. She sang "Be Better, Be Faster," which matches because only Crazy Sweats used this skin. MikuX's animations are mostly the same. I couldn't find any references here, but the only animations that change are the charge and 2011X's run animation in Rage. You could say this skin is somewhat based on Diva more than Miku, but the skin isn't named Diva X, so I'm not really going to talk about that. If you want to know more about Diva, well, she's Evil Miku. Maybe I'll talk about her when Domino Effect drops. I like their models. You know, I originally thought Domino Effect was just a Diva game, but they got Rust and stuff too. I wonder if we'll ever get like an actual Diva game, like Outcome, just kind of focusing on her. You know, the more that I think about it, Diva's actually like in a lot of games. We got Domino Effect, Forsaken, now Outcome Memories. When will it end? Oh, and I should probably end this segment. Wow, that took a while, surprisingly. I thought this video would last like 2 minutes. Okay, if I remember, there was a Feels skin in the shop for a while, but I'm not talking about it because it couldn't really be accessed by the public at any point. And if I talked about dev skins, then I'd have to cover the Squid Game skin, and you can't make me do that. Please don't make me do that. All the Feels skin did was turn 2011X into an evil version of Feels the Rabbit, but the skin is now going to become a killer, so there's no reason for me to explain him since you'll probably hear me talk about him in the future anyways. By the way, if you're waiting for my next video on Forsaken or Die of Death, don't worry, this video won't affect my upload schedule. This is just like a little bonus video I cooked up to prepare for version 0.2. So I want to thank the wiki for images. I know the Outcome Memories devs hate you, but you guys know how to make some good text that I can steal and overlay on a killer's variant, so thank you so much. I didn't put any ads on this video because it's only 2 skins, and that seems kind of scummy for some reason. You know, actually I lied. I put an ad at the end of the video, so if you wait a little extra longer, you should get an ad. Please watch it. Please turn off your ad block and watch it. I need money. Give me your money!